Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. So today I decided to play around with this game, and it's actually a game that is similar to the dinosaur game found on Chrome. Okay, I just did a little bit of modification. So let me just, so basically if I press the space bar, this wolf here will start running towards this boy, and the boy has the option to jump over the wolf. So let me just show you. So you see, so whenever the wolf comes in contact with the boy, we get the game over notification. And then if I want to start again, I just press space bar, and like so. So it's a really simple game. So let me just try and play it up to an extent. Yep. Yes. Okay. So it's a really simple game, and that's what we're going to build in this tutorial. If you like content around HTML, CSS, JavaScript, web development in general, I would like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel because this is basically what I create. All right, so let's get started. All right, so basically what I have here is a simple HTML skeleton, and I'm just going to quickly get started. So I'll start by putting everything inside a container, and first I'll just add a paragraph and say press space bar to jump, or start. Oh, it's start or jump / jump. Okay, then I'm going to create a div with a class of game that's going to hold the game, and inside that div we're going to have a class of hero. So the boy is assumed the hero, and basically I have like images here. I have a folder that contains some images. Okay, some of them are GIF format, GIF format, and some of them are PNG format. Oh, I don't even have a PNG format, it's all GIF. Okay, so I'm going to add an image inside this one, and the source is going to be images, and this first one is going to be the boy. So I'll say hero, I think it's hero.gif. Yeah, it's hero.gif. Okay, then I'm going to come down here and create another class with another div with a class of villain. Okay, and I'm going to also put an image there, and this one is going to be I think it's wolf.gif. Yeah, so basically that's it for this. I'm going to give this boy, this image, a class. I don't really need a class. I can actually work my way around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and open with live server so we can see what we're doing. Okay, yeah, so you see what we have there. So basically let's just go to the CSS and start adding some styles. So first off, I have some like predefined styles here, just basics. Okay, this is like actually my starter template. You know, I use it to build projects. So for the CSS, I'll start from the body and I'll give it a display of flex, and I'm going to justify content to center, and same for line items, also to center. But then I'll have to give it a height. For everything to actually be centered, I have to give it a height of 100% of the viewport height. Okay, that's the only way it can be centered. I'm going to give it a background color. So background color, and I'm just going to use, I have this variable I set, so it's a black variable color. Okay, so that's what we have. Then let's come down here, and we're going to start styling the main. So I'll say dot container, and let's start by giving it a background, just a background really, and it's going to have a URL of our forest. So images and forest1.gif. I'm going to center it, and I'll say I don't want any repeats. Okay, then I would set the position to relative. I'll create a pseudo element here, so let me just scroll down a bit. So I'll say container and before, and basically let's just, of course, we have to start by adding content to, once it's a pseudo element. Whether you put anything inside the content, it doesn't matter, but you must actually just put your content there. Okay, so position of absolute from the top, it's going to be 0. Same for the left, and it's going to have a width, that should be width of 100%, and same for the height. So okay, then it's going to have a background color of, I'm going to use my RGBA, and I'll do 00255 and 0.4. Okay, all right, so let me save that. Okay. Don't worry, we're going to fix this. Okay, so we're going to do we're going to get the game class, and for the game class, let's give it a width of 500 pixels px, and the height is just going to be like 200 pixels, and we're going to give it a border bottom of 3px and solid, and let's just do white. Okay, set the margin to auto. Okay, then now we're going to get the image of the boy, so that the div containing the boy, so that's dot hero. So let's do this. So let's give it a width of 20px and a height of 50px. Let me save and see what that looks like. Okay, right, then let's do position of relative, and let's say from the top we want it to be 150px. Okay, want to move it down, and from the left let's do 20px. So I'm going to give it a z index of 1, and I'll save. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to, let me do something. So I'll say dot hero, and I'll get the image inside of it. Okay, so basically I'll just set the width to 50px and the height to 50px. So let me just copy these guys here, and I'll just paste that here and change this to 50. Okay, so that's a lot smaller. Okay, let's do, let me try something. Let me see if I can just combine the styles. Okay, I'll do it one after the other. All right, so we're going to add an animation now. Okay, so I'll come here and say dot animate, and I want this animation to apply to what's it called, the boy. Okay, so that's the hero class. So let me just come down here first, and I'll say at keyframe, so keyframes, and this animation is going to be jump. I want it to move the boy upwards, and I'll say 0%. Okay, so basically I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay, so I'll say 1 2 3 4. Okay, so Ouch. No. This is not what I should have done. Control Z, 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 Z. Let me first give it a some properties. So top is going to be set to 150 px. Okay. And then I can duplicate it. So it's easy for me. Okay. So I'll see that at 30%, I want it to be 100 px from the top. And at 50%, I want it to be 60 px from the top. Okay, and then I'm going to do at 70, so this is going to be 7, and I want it to be 100 px, and at 100 it would have gone back to the normal position, so that's 150. So I'm then going to come here to this animate, and I'm going to say animation, and of course I want to set the jump animation, and I'll give it 0.3 seconds. That's S, and it's going to be linear. Okay, so we can go ahead and save that, and let's set for the let's set for the wait, what have I done here? Okay, yeah, that's correct. So let me come down here and I'll target the villain class. Okay, I'm not sure I'm spelling this villain correctly, but anyway, so let me give this villain class a width idth of 20 pixels, 20 px, and let's give it a height of 20 px. Set the position to relative, and from the top, and from the top I'm going to say 115 px. Okay, and then from the left I want it to be 450, so sorry, I want that to be 450 px. So I don't want it close to the edge of the gaming div. Okay, and I'm going to give it its own animation. So the name of that animation is going to be move, and it's going to occur over 1 second. It's going to be infinite, and it's going to be linear. Okay, I would also set the z index for this to 1. Okay, so that's it. So basically what we have to do next is just to create the animation. So I'll say at keyframe. Okay, and the name of the animation, we've already set it to move, so there is no changing that. So at 0%, what do we want? We want that from the left, let it be the normal for 80 px, and let me just duplicate this. Ouch. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna bring it down, and I'm gonna say at 100 pixels. From the left I want it to be a negative value. Okay, so that would be minus 20. In other words, I want it to run out of the what's it called, out of the page. Okay, there's one more thing, the image of the wolf. Let me see. So villain image. Okay, so I'll come here to my style, and I'll say that villain img. Basically I'm just going to set the width to 50 px. So I'll just say width of 50 px, and I'll save. Okay, then I'm going to, something is definitely wrong with this thing I just did, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so let me just take a look at this. So I didn't want to spend too much time, debugging CSS, so I simply just fixed whatever it was. The main thing is the JavaScript actually. Okay, so the JavaScript, first off, let's create some variables. So I'll say const and I'll set the variable for the hero, which is going to be equals to document dot query selector. What are we querying? We are querying the dot hero class. Okay, so I'm just going to add a comma here, and I'll come down here and just add maybe like a tab or two tabs and say I want to get the boy. So I'm going to call this hero boy, and it's going to be equal to shit. I should have just done this thing like this. Okay, I should have just done this thing like this. 1, 2, and I'm going to close it here. Here I'm just going to say hero boy. So just to save time, and I'm going to get rid of the const. Here, this last one, this is going to be the VLAN. So I'll say VLAN, and it's going to be VLAN. Okay, as simple as that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a function to make this boy jump. Okay, so maybe what I'll do first is, for now, the animation on the VLAN, I'm just going to get rid of it and save. So you see the VLAN is just here, I'm jumping. So let's come back to styles.css and create a function to make this boy jump when we press the space bar. Actually, when we press any button. So I'm going to come down here, right? And I'm going to say, okay, this is a function. It can be like so. So I'm going to say function, and the name of this function is, oh sorry, jump. Okay, so basically what we want to do is, for this boy, right, whenever we press a key or a button, we want to um want to add this animate class to the boy. Okay, so let me show you how we do that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put it in an if statement, right, because I want to be able to toggle it. Okay, so let me just put that in an if statement, and I'll say if hero dot class list, okay, is not equal to animate, right? What do I want to do? I want to add it. I'll say hero dot class list, okay, dot add, and I'm just going to add the animate. So first of this animate should actually be in quotes because it's not a variable. So dot add, and then I'll say animate, sorry. Okay, so that's the first one. So we're going to come back here to do some stuff later. Now so let me just add an event listener. So I'll say document dot add event listener, and basically I want to add it's a key down event. So key down, and let's do a function here, and let's call the jump function. So jump function called, okay. Oh, so there's a problem here. Function jump. Oh, there should be a comma here. I was looking at it and I didn't still see it. Okay, All right, so for this statement, it's not complete. So let me see something. So hero dot class list not equals to animate hero dot class list dot add blah blah blah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a set timeout method such that when you press a button, immediately the animate class is removed. Okay, so I'll come here and I'll say set timeout. Okay, so function, that function should start with a small letter. So function, and what do I want to do? I want to say hero dot class list dot remove. Okay, and inside here I'm going to say animate. Okay, and for the time I'll add a comma here and say 300 milliseconds, and that's it. Okay, so let me just make sure that the animate is properly spelled. Okay, so yeah, it's spelled properly. So my boy is not actually not jumping, so let me check, let me inspect and see what's going on. So let me check my console, and it says hero has already been defined in line 2. Oh, okay, so this should be hero boy. So hero boy and save. Line 13. So let's see. Oh, so let me save that, and yeah, so the problem should be solved now. So if I press the space bar, you see the boy jumps. Okay, so yeah, so I'm done with this one. So now what we're going to check is we're going to create another function so that we'll check when, like, if this wolf gets in contact with the boy, then the game is over. Okay, I'm assuming that the boy is dead. Okay, so basically I'm going to create a function to check if the boy is alive. Okay, so let me come down here and say check if hero is alive. So I'll say let is alive is equal to set interval. So I want the program to always check if the boy is alive. Okay, so here I'm going to call a function. Okay, and I'm just going to do that, and basically I'll just come here so I don't forget, because I want it to check every 10 milliseconds. Okay, so let me save that. Shouldn't change anything. So first off, I'll come down here, right, and I would say let hero top be equal to, and I'm going to say window. So basically what I want to do is I want to measure the distance from the top up to this boy, or the top of this boy's head. Okay, so I'm going to say window, okay, dot get computed value, get computed style rather. Okay, and here I'm going to pass in, I want to get the computed style for hero, which is the boy, and then I'm going to say dot get property value. Okay, and basically what's the property value I want to get? I want to get the distance from the top. Okay, and I'll close that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come down here and I'm going to console.log hero top. Okay, and I'm going to save. Okay, so if I right click and inspect, and let me just inspect this quickly, and let me check the console, you see that if I come here and I press spacebar to jump, it changes the height. Okay, so you see the height will change whenever I jump. Whenever I press the spacebar to jump, you see the height will change, the value of from the top to the boy's head will change. Okay, so let me close that up. I just wanted to show you, but we don't want it to have any pixel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say parse int. Okay, just to remove the pixel. Okay, and I'm going to save that. Okay, now if I right click and I inspect again and I jump, let me just go to the console first, and I jump, you see that there is no more pixel here. Okay, so let me just quickly be fast and round this up. So I gotta comment this out. So what I gotta do is I gotta copy this one just to make it faster, and here I will say let villain left. So I'll come here, say villain left, and pass int windows.get. Here I'll say villain, and I'll get the stars for left. Okay, so I'm gonna come down here. I think I should just come down here, and I'm gonna add an if statement. So basically what I want is I want to check for, so maybe I'll just write it first, then I would explain. I'll say if the villain left is less than 40 and villain left is greater than 20, and hero top is greater than or equal to 130, then what do I want to happen? So basically what I've done here is all these conditions, as I've selected all these conditions. These are the conditions that need to be met for the boy and the wolf to be in contact. In other words, the space or the dimension on the left of the wolf, if it's less than 40, then the wolf and the boy will be in contact. Okay, you understand? If it's greater than 20, same. And then if the hero top, that's the boy, the space between this top part and the head of the boy, if it is less than 130, it means the boy is in contact with the wolf. So these are just conditions that show that the boy and the wolf are having contact. Okay, so if that happens, what do we want to do? Okay, so first off, I'm going to remove the style for the villain, the animation for the villain. Okay, so I'll say villain dot style, okay, dot animation, and I'm going to set it to none. Okay, so what else am I going to do? I'm going to throw up an alert. So I'll say alert, and I'll just gonna say game over. So game over, and I'm gonna give some instructions. So I'll say press space bar to restart. Okay, so let me close that up here. Okay, now remember we've removed the animation, right? And we've told the user to press spacebar. So when they press spacebar, we want to add the animation back. Okay, that's the animation for the villain. That's the wolf. So I'll come here and I'll add it to this function jump. So I'll say villain dot style dot animation, and I'm just going to call the animation. So basically what I can do is I can just go to the style, well, I can just type it. So it's a move animation that goes for 1 second, and it's going to be infinite and linear. Okay, and I'll close. Oh, see, so it's supposed to be inside quotes like this. Okay, all right, and I'll save. So basically if I press the space bar now, ouch, it caught me. I'll do that again. Caught me. Why is it catching me like this? Okay, so apparently this guy is just, so fast and getting me. But basically that's how you can easily use a few lines of JavaScript and some, logic to create a simple game, okay, like this. All right, so that's basically the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and see you in another video.